Number 5 with Rolf Mole. It's a strange name. What type of name is that?
That's not a strange name.
It's strange to me from being on another side of the world. It's strange.
It's Germanic.
Okay, it's Germanic.
Yeah.
That's all you had to say. You didn't have to say it's strange. Some
Right.
people might say my name is strange,
I know.
and I wouldn't insult them.
I
All right, get going, brother.
know. Okay. I have a nice, beautiful day outside. Why? It's that'd be great. Yeah, but I'm just taking it easy with the. What I have to do today is get straight, running up on some things. I have Scott and I'll figure out what was going on last night, and I'll be working on that.
How was your night last night?
Very good. Very nice.
How's the graveyards?
Beautiful. There was a wild thing out yesterday when I'm walking along down the roadway, living for a while, and moved on his way out. And the next thing you know, before I left, after it rained, there was another one going by, two others, and they just moved on their way as well to the cemetery. And they're black and they are boars. And anyhow, there hasn't been a javelin yet amongst the ranks that happens to be red. So that's good. Everything is fine.
And those things don't bother you or anything?
Nothing of the sort. No. Nothing like that bothers me at all.
Because you know, boars can be pretty dangerous.
Yes, they can be.
When I lived up on Hollis Street, they warned me about walking through those woods. I could get gored.
I know, but these guys are a bit polite. They're semi-tame, I believe. They go for the
Semi-tame.
pasture. Yeah, and they,
All right, when one of those boars got you by the tusk and ripping out your lower intestine area, then you tell me, yeah, Walter, they're semi-tame.
Well, they haven't been able to do much of any damage. They just move on their way out because they've been known to be an area where hunting has been, around, permitted, and so they scoot about. But they're at the Bradley Center, and they are sort of semi-tame. They don't do much. They just feed on things from there, from the parks and stuff like that. And I think the people sort of have fed them a bit. And they're not that extra wild, but they are wild. But they're sort of civilized. If you can
They're
ask.
civilized, not quite wild, but they're wild.
Well,
I'll have to remember that one.
yeah. So anyhow, if you see them, they are sort of timid. They run for it. They don't want to be around because they know.
Yeah, because they're wild. They're not civilized. They're not semi-tame. They are wild.
Well,
Trust me on that.
because
Nobody brought them up. They're not friendly with humans.
I know, but basically they know about hunting and about guns and they know about the firearms.
Yeah, they're afraid. Yeah.
Right, they're afraid of what's going on. So they have cautionary kind of.
If somebody was shooting at me, I'd be afraid too. Actually, I wouldn't, but that's another story.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the case in point. So that's wonderful.
This is a wonderful interview.
Yeah.
Moments of silence.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of nice to the birds,
The birds are nice.
clouds, and the edge of the sky, and the forest over there. It's kind of nice.
Now, you know what? My Kumu says that's not a forest. He says that's a bunch of trees that are not indigenous to this island. And 7 years, the sap runs down in the soil and ruins the soil. And they've been up there for 11, 12, 15 years. And they've already ruined the soil. And they're eucalyptus trees. And the Chinese are harvesting them. They bring them back to China and make paper and other products. Then they send back the goods here and then charge an exorbitant amount of money to the Hawaiian people for products they use and ruin their soil. So no, those my kumu always says, yeah, the tourists come down here. They say, oh, how beautiful the forest is and the trees. I'm guilty of this too. I think it's very beautiful. But he says they are not indigenous here and they're ruining the soil. And they don't belong there. They were put there by the plantation people.
Well, I suppose it's a watershed, and it works, but they cut some places, and other places they're letting it be a watershed. And so we have a very fertile soil, the air quality, and
I think I have to be repetitive on that. and say the soil is ruined. The water table down under that root system is got resin that is poisonous to human beings, and everything runs downhill, so there's not really a reservoir there. Water seeks its lowest point, and we're 2,000 feet up. Yeah, we're 2,000 feet up. No, you have to. No, the resin is in the soil. You have to dig up all the soil and put new soil there. The soil is ruined for a bunch of plantation owners that didn't care.
But iodized salt, more than iodized salt will rejuvenate the soil and build it up again.
What are you going to do about the resin? It has to be dug up.
Well, guess what? The resin breaks up, and the solvents and other things, the crustaceans, eat away on it harmlessly, and it'll just...
Yeah, that'll take about 1,000,000 years, though.
No, it just takes a while. And about
you and I won't be here. You and I won't be here.
Well, if you ever read about Morton iodized salt, there are people that said they have used it for 40 years, and it can really change wonders with the soil.
I guarantee in 40 years I won't be here. I got maybe another year or less, or maybe a few years more. You're just in time for an interview with Rolf. An interview with Rolf. You're in time. Okay, we're talking about the forest up there.
Oh, it's all messed up.
Yeah, he won't believe that. I tried telling him that the soil is ruined after 7 years, and those trees are going to be there. They've been there for about 15 years, and the soil is ruined. Yes, they're harvesting, but the soil is still ruined.
Oh, yeah, from eucalyptus.
From the resin from the eucalyptus trees.
It takes the nutrients out of the...
Right, but Rolf thinks it can be replenished inside 40 years, and I told him inside maybe several million.
Never mean.
That's what I think, never. But Rolf has a different...
Now, eucalyptus sucks all the nutrients out.
There, I tried telling him that. Now, what do you think of that, Rolf?
Somehow the land natural resources guys are letting it be, but anyhow they replace with other kinds of seedlings of things. And
That nothing will grow there because of the resin, because of the eucalyptus resin.
But then they have also people that are making some sort of communities of the place too, you know, they're making of housing.
Oh, now that's something different.
Yeah.
But I think you have a moratorium here. They don't want houses up there. Houses would destroy everything. You don't want much more here.
But in other places they are putting up housing development.
Plus, who owns that land? The state or
State.
Bishop Estates?
No, state.
The state. Yeah, HONOKA'A people don't want more houses. You want to keep this place.
But the pristine,
Yeah, you don't want a concrete jungle.
somehow the trees are basically fertile.
Like I was thinking of moving to Waimea, but I went over there and it's like a concrete jungle already. It's long and it's concrete. It's a nice place probably to live, but they've overdeveloped it already.
But other places they put up wooden structures and they like a rustic kind of thing, like it conveys the way of the Western style of living of the Paniola. So they still try to make it like in development too alongside it. So it looks like it has the old Hawaiiana. Interesting. But if you say the soil is ruinous and poisonous to Redson, how come they're building housing developments on the areas after the trees are gone?
They're not.
Some
None
places they are.
of these places along the HONOKA'A coast are building anything on that land because guess what? A little surprise. They want to put eucalyptus trees back up in there. They've already got the seedlings of the eucalyptus. Eucalyptus will grow in that resin.
Yeah, but I saw some places they're now developing farther off. Further off
Past the HONOKA'A
yeah,
area.
they're building
Okay.
on the areas where the trees
We don't
are
live
gone,
in the
they're building
HONOKA'A
houses.
area though.
So anyhow, it
Yeah, we
looks
don't
like
live-
The area was supposed to be a love canal. It's not happening. They are building housing there. And people are paying for it with good money.
I'll have to remember that word, love canal.
Yeah, so it's not a love
Yeah,
canal.
this is like the love boat, but it's a canal, and
But
I
it's
guess
like
you
a
go down the
3 mile
canal
aisle,
in
only
barges
it
or
was,
something. And
something of chemical reaction to it.
okay, let me get ready for my signature.
And that was toxic chemicals.
That's the end of interview number 5 with Rolf.
This time. You already talked
Oops.